Sports Podcast. I said, welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast with Andy Ruther and Joe Prano. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, with my co-host from Port Hueneme, California, Joey No Chill Prano.
Hello, Andy.
Good Sunday evening.
Good Sunday evening to you, sir.
Thanks, man. The old favorite time to pod from the listeners.
Is this they like the Sundays? They like Sunday evenings, or they just like
so.
evenings in general?
I think Sunday evenings, right? Because it's still a weekend.
Yeah, this is an old Smut Studio fave of mine too. Going over on a Sunday evening.
We used to do it after. Remember, for a while we did it after Sunday Night Football.
Yeah,
it was like late East Coast time. It's a good time. And it's not too late here yet. So like, you still got youthful me, not like old Andy.
Yeah.
Right,
Well, it's good. I got to hit the road after we do the pod tonight. I'll hit the road down to LA. I'll do a 9:00 show at the Comedy Store. So we're doing sort of an early evening for me pod, and still 9:00 Andy. We still get 9:00 Andy. Kids just went to bed, I assume.
Your mom went to bed about an hour and a half ago. Isla's,
Okay.
3-year-old, just fighting it.
Okay.
So, but like we got our roles down. I handle Molly. She handles Isla. That's how we do it. That's how we do it.
Do your kids have a fave so far? I think we've talked about this. Like they have a fave parent? Is it split?
Yeah,
Is it a split decision?
Molly's up my ass, same way Isla was. Isla's turned. I think she's probably 50-50, but was all about me. Now it's because now she's starting to get into some of the girly stuff.
Yeah,
with mom. So I'm like, cool, yeah.
And she's starting to understand things a little bit more. So mom's probably working her with the propaganda whenever you're doing dirty sports. Like, just don't forget who's buttering your bread.
Oh yeah, she's already propagandized her. It's not even propaganda, it's the truth. She's like, who fixes things in the house? Because I don't fix shit. But I'm also like, you put stuff together.
Yeah, I was like, what is she doing? Is she fixing the dishwasher?
That's what I'm saying. Like, fix. Let's put that term in air quotes. Like, yeah, kids get something, you put it together. You also like doing that, so it's like, you're not getting an award over here. You enjoy to do something. You enjoy, which is weird, but hey, that's your thing. Cool. You enjoy putting desks or whatever together. Like, you enjoy that. I say, fuck that. I don't want to do that. So, but yeah, I laughed. Like, who fixes everything? And I was like, what? You mean like when we have issues and like we got to call a plumber or like electrician? Like, neither of us are fixing anything. That guy's doing it. We're paying him. What's funny to me about like being in the situation with kids and all this is the finances. Like, she has no clue.
Like, no just clue. What anything costs?
No clue.
But you guys like share a bank account? Or
yeah,
you
of course.
Like, yeah, everything's shared, so it's just coming out. Everything
goes
in
has
one place.
Yeah, I mean, we have a shared. She still has her personal. I still have personal. But I'm saying, like, she knows like what daycare and other things cost. But like, it was funny. Like the first year, probably the first 2 years we lived together, she would like argue with me about like what our monthly expenses were. And I'm like, what? What do you want me to pull? And then it was like, she'd get defensive, like, no, you don't. I'm like, you want me to just pull it up? I just pull up a bank statement, or the first like year or two, like I had a spreadsheet just so I would know. And truthfully, I should do that again.
Bruiser loves a spreadsheet.
Oh, I do. But it was like, you know how it is. I feel, to bring it back to dirty sports, I feel being in this world of sports discussion, sports arguments, the fact based, what I always say, like the fact based, it's like, do you want to do this? I mean, truthfully, it was the same thing tonight. Like, I'll talk about it. I don't care. It's like somebody was trying to argue on Facebook about like Gold Star's prices. He's like, you guys are the most overpriced fast food in Greater Cincinnati. I just wrote factually untrue. Like, not even close. And then it's like, I've noticed on Facebook, they don't know how to respond to that. Somebody's like, you guys are so overpriced. And I just start listing, and I'm like, but that's just not true.
Well, that's the unfortunate. It's the fortunate and unfortunate reality that is the technology age. So there was a time where people could just say shit.
Yeah.
And get away with it. And now you can't. But what I've noticed is,
but you can.
People still act like you do.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you hit them with the facts that you pull up. And now, again, we've talked about it a couple times, but like now the thing is, well, fuck you, or fake, or that's AI, or whatever. Like now people just, we've gotten to a point where like facts aren't enough because people just like refuse to believe the facts. The early days of Google was great because it was just like, hey, this. And it's like, no, actually. And then they were like, all right, well, I guess I'm wrong. And now it's like, yeah, facts are fake. Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah. Well, even for me, when you bring up AI, I'm talking more for video or images.
Yeah.
I've already trained myself, which I think is good, to be like, yo, is this real? Right. I think naturally, as a person, that should be one of your first instincts in this age. Like, you go, wait, is this real?
Yeah. How about that Tom Cruise Brad Pitt fight though? I can't. But why are those guys fighting each other?
Oh, was that a thing? Yeah, I think that was a thing recently, right?
Yeah.
An AI, was that an AI vids?
Yeah, it was an AI, and now it's like whoever did it really stepped in their own shit, because now Hollywood studios are out to like take down AI to make sure people's likenesses and shit aren't.
Well, I did see the thing with a quick hitter video. I don't know what they're doing with Timothy Chalamet and
Matthew McConaughey.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I think it was like a CNN
I saw
thing.
them to sit down, but I didn't see.
Yeah, they had to sit down, and somebody asked, and they were taking questions from the audience, and somebody asked about that, and McConaughey, to his credit, was like, dude, this isn't like a thing that's coming. He's like, this is here.
Oh yeah.
And his response, again, this was like a 2-minute video that I saw. He basically just said, you have to just my advice to everybody is to get the rights to your stuff. That's my advice, because like, it's here. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So at the very least, control your image and likeness, right, to get paid. But like, I don't know. I mean, it's a reality, and it's not going anywhere. I mean, it will overtake us at some point. Like
yeah.
what?
Well,
it'll
probably be like the AI cyber attack will be like I hate doing this because I hate giving people ideas, but like the day that we're all like tuned into something and they like interrupt the broadcast but seamlessly, and AI that like a bomb hit the Super Bowl, or that aliens have landed on the White House lawn or whatever, and everybody goes into crazy disarray. I mean, think about it today. The majority of our country this morning at 8 a.m. was tuned into that hockey game.
You think?
I mean, like the majority of people who are on a television.
A lot.
Yeah. It was a big deal. Can you imagine if in the middle of that game, like seamlessly, the fucking arena got nuked? Everybody would freak out. But really, they're playing out there, and then AI just makes you think it the fucking whole world, the whole world comes apart when some shit like that happens.
I still would like a Bane situation to happen in a football game.
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes me sick and twisted. Like, can
probably.
we just?
Yeah, I want to see 70,000 people die. It's pretty sick and twisted.
Well, I wasn't saying that.
Like 29/11s. Ruther did 29/11s.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that.
Okay.
I retract what I say because that sounded pretty bad. I meant more of
You just want the players to fall into a hole.
Yeah, I was thinking that, and I was just thinking of the owner, the billionaire owner, falling into the hole.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was thinking of Jerry Jones.
Well, I know we have so many things that we need to discuss, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of Bears fans that wish their owner would fall in a hole.
Yeah. What's going where do we so I've been following it, but I also keep feeling like I need a Chicago Bears fan from Chicago to weigh in because I've seen so many different things from so many different sides.
I have seen some Chicago Bears fans weigh in. What do you think that they're saying? The billionaire owner should pay for this himself if he wants. And Chicago, the Bears belong in Chicago. And if the billionaire owner doesn't want to pay for it himself, sell the team to somebody who will.
Well, but here's the thing. There's layers to this. Does that Bears fan say Soldier Field or Arlington Heights, which they're going to do a whole, the plan for the Bears there because they own the property, right? They spent $200 million to buy the property. The plan would be to build it up with bars and restaurants, and it's a whole thing. So, or does that Bears fan want to keep it at Soldier Field where there's not necessarily anything right by it, but you're on Lake Michigan. It's beautiful. You have the skyline of downtown Chicago. I don't know. That's why I'm like, I need a Bears fan to weigh in on this.
Here's the situation. We've talked about this before. The Bruce Wayne superhero billionaire that cares about the fans and will pay out of his pocket because it's the best thing for the fan base and the best things for the team does not exist. It doesn't exist. There's never going to be a guy who comes in and says, fuck that 99.999% of stadiums that are built with at least the help of taxpayer money. I'm going to be the hero that people need. I'm going to build this. I'm going to spend the money out of my pocket and do this. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? This is exactly what happened in Oakland, and it's exactly what's happened a million other places. Like, it would be great. How cool would it be if it happened? But the Easter Bunny isn't real. Santa Claus isn't real. And owners that care about their fans more than they care about money isn't real. It's never going to happen. So, villainizing the owner who's just doing the same thing that every other owner's done is dumb. You're not trying to have a solution. You're trying to place blame instead of trying to find a solution. If Bears fans want the Bears to stay in Chicago, they've got to say, we need to do, as taxpayers, as a city, as a state, our part. It's just the facts of life. And the thing about the proposal was the Bears were talking about paying for the stadium by themselves, but they were asking for help in the billions of dollars, mind you, but in the infrastructure to make it accessible for people. Now, let me tell you something else. As a Giants fan, for a team who plays in New Jersey because they couldn't make it work in New York, the infrastructure around Giant Stadium is the worst infrastructure around any stadium, maybe in any sport, in any country, anywhere. Getting to Giant Stadium has become a nightmare. Traffic in and out is a disaster. And there's nothing out there. except the mall, this crazy mall with an indoor ski fucking slope and an indoor surf pool and then whatever that they drop right next to the fucking stadium. So, like, the idea that, oh, well, just give us a stadium and also just figure out roads and buses and subways and whatever, like, just also do that. It's not reasonable. It's not reasonable. And it's disgusting that the Bears are going to end up in Indiana.
Well, I don't know if they will.
Okay. Well, that's where it's headed right now, right?
Again, I've seen a lot of different reports. I think personally, as a fan of football, I think it sucks if they do leave Chicago. That's why. And I know people say, "Oh, it's only 20 minutes away," but it's like, look, here's my thing.
Where the Indiana site's only 20 minutes away?
Yeah. The Arlington Heights side is actually farther away if they stayed in Illinois.
I've seen the Arlington Heights site in person. Like, I've been out there to that area. I've seen that thing. And yeah, it wasn't 20 minutes away. That's for sure.
And that's a nice area, right? And you're getting the rich people in the suburbs and you're getting.
But it's further away, but it's in the state of Illinois. So they feel some sort of way about that.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would love to hear from a Bears fan because, again, I don't know what a Bears fan is going to say. For me, now, I've never been to Soldier Field. Obviously, I've been to Chicago. I've literally I've gone on jogs by the stadium many times. I love where Soldier Field is. Now, again, there's not like an entertainment or social scene around Soldier Field, but again, I just think the aesthetics of it is beautiful. But
it's
Bears
in
fans
Chicago.
Yeah,
it's in Chicago. That's the thing, and I get that. And so cool. Like, you got, like, cities are the hardest place to do this. I mean, we just talked about this with the Super Bowl. Oh, it was blah. Yeah, because it's not in the city. You know why? A lot of red tape comes in cities. When you do something in a city, you have the state red tape, then you have the metropolitan red tape of being in a city. Now, everything's called a city, but I'm saying when you're in a city, so much more comes with that. And so the idea, like, I just hate the casual sports fan who's like, make it work or you don't care. And it's like, it's just not that fucking simple. Just build a stadium in the middle of the city. Who cares? Just tear down skyscrapers. No one goes to the office anymore. Just drop it right next to fucking Wrigley Field. What are you guys doing?
Well, but let me play a little devil's advocate here. As far as that stuff, but I think that is also part of the problem. There is too much red tape. Dude, we all know, like, the amount of red tape I have for a deck that I built, which I still haven't, finalized. Like, my point is like that is part of the problem with the bureaucracy of all this shit.
It's part of the problem, but what do you want to fix bureaucracy in America, or do you want the Bears to stay in Chicago? Because one's a much bigger issue to try to tackle over the course of the next 3 years.
I don't know exactly where this is headed. Again, it is interesting that the Bears spent their own money, a couple $100 million, just to get the property. Also, though, isn't part of that, we've talked about this, the indoor dome, which I'm like, oh God, the thought that one kills me more. Like, the thought of a dome of a Bears team, a Chicago Bears team, known for the defense and the weather, and it's like, I don't know.
I couldn't agree more.
It's just that one eats me up. And here's the thing. Again, you got your guy.
But then they can have a Super Bowl, and then they can have a Final Four, and then they can have a and then they can have a.
But see, you cite,
center. And then they can have Taylor Swift come there, and then they can have.
You cite the fans who are like make it work. I actually think too many fans are like too loyal to their team, to their own, like when push comes to shove. I see it here all the time. When push comes, dude, the
When
amount of
push comes to
people.
shove, they're going to go to Indiana. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right. Of
they
course.
will.
Totally. Absolutely. No doubt about it. But my point is the fans that do this, whether it's their internet outrage or whatever, certainly to the point where you lose a team to another city. All you guys, and we talked about it, all you guys who protested the last 5 games were like, we sold out the last game at Oakland Coliseum. Cool. Well, they're in Vegas now. So have fucking fun. Like, you wanted to villainize your owner, and now you don't have a baseball team. So cool.
So what are they supposed to do?
Be reasonable. Stop fucking. I mean, you talk about this like the divisiveness where we live in the world today, but like saying like it's owner or it's the government. Should the owner pay for it or should the government pay for it? It's like the truth is the Bears plan actually is we'll both pay for it. And so the fact that you just have to look at that and go, okay, are billionaire owners dickheads? Yes. But like, again, no one's going to be the Bruce Wayne fucking billionaire. It's not real. So they said they put up 3. They're asking for the government.
Kroenke, even though, obviously they left St. Louis, but he paid for everything in LA.
Yeah. He left St. Louis. Gone. Left St. Louis. Rents the stadium to another football team. Rents the stadium to like whatever. Like, again, for sure. But left St. Louis. Wasn't building that stadium in St. Louis. It's the reason they left St. Louis.
For sure. Got sued.
So they could build that stadium.
And they had to pay, I think, $750 million to the city of St. Louis.
Right.
And that lawsuit.
So no one's pulling a city up by their bootstraps. So it's like you can be pissed off at the billionaire owners, but also in this situation, and just like I said in Oakland, it's a two-way street. This is both sides' fault. And if you just want to like pick a side, cool. Then you're gonna lose your team to fucking Indiana. There you go. Now you got to go to Indiana for football games. You're the Indiana Bears. But fuck billionaires who won't pay for their stadiums. Okay, fine. Fuck billionaires who won't pay for their stadiums. Enjoy Indiana because you're going to go.
I know. It's such bullshit, though, man. It really is. It really is. I mean, it's a tough pill. It truly is a tough pill to swallow.
But you go back to the same conversation we were having about the draft and tanking, and that's something we can touch on later. But like, these leagues are billionaires, so the idea that like, the fan that's like, there should be a rule. We should have a rule where NFL owners have to pay for their stadiums. Okay, who's making that rule? The 32 owners are voting on that? No. Just like you got to live in reality. Like your fairy tales are fun, but like they don't get the job done.
I know. It's depressing though. It's depressing that it's at that spot. But I don't disagree. It's just like the common fan. That's what I was trying to talk about. The common fan would be crushed if their team left. By the way, I'm not talking like Chicago to Indiana. Like we said, this is 20 minutes away. I'm talking like I just know here that's always a threat in a city like a Cincinnati, right? It's like, oh, be careful what you wish for. New owner might leave, and I'm like, cool. See, the common fan is not me. It's just not. As far as I was like, dude, I'll just watch football. I don't care. I don't care. Leave. Bye. But that's not the common fan. I know that. It's such a shitty threat, right? That you're just like, oh man, you're gonna threaten to leave, so then you just get every sweetheart deal that the citizens pay for? That's my thing. It's like, when does it end? It doesn't in that situation. It just doesn't end. I don't know. I just, again, the thought of the Bears, I would love them to be able to figure out Soldier Field just as an outsider. Secondly, yeah, I would like, yeah, it'd be nice if they could stay in Illinois. And then third option, again, they're getting a sweetheart deal.
I'll say this. To me, if I'm a sports fan, and I am, but if I'm a Bears fan, like if Arlington Heights is farther away than the Indiana thing, like the issue is what? You're over an imaginary line where you're crossing another state?
But you know what I would like to see? I would like to see the economics on,
because obviously those people who are in whatever that city is in Indiana are in the greater Chicago area. They probably commute to work in Chicago, right? Like, we're not talking about, like, who cares if it's Arlington or there? Who cares?
But let's go to the economics of it, right? They've done enough studies. Anybody can pull this up on ChatGPT. They've done enough studies what the ramifications are, right, economically for these stadiums and for this city. So I'll just propose this. Like, I think about Cincinnati, right, where I live, and I'm like, they build up a whole area between the two stadiums called the Banks. It's great. Restaurants, bars. It's open container, right? The streets closed off, like especially during the summer of the Reds games. But I would propose this, like, because let's just talk about like a city like Cincinnati, and then if the Bengals left, because you'd still have the stadium, because it's owned by the county, it's owned by the city, right? My counter would say, okay, because everyone goes, oh, economically. I'd say, okay, those bars, those restaurants, the hotels, whatever, how much economically is it really bringing in to the city for 8 or 9 home games a year? I mean, that's the reality, because you still have the stadium. You could still bring in the Taylor Swifts. You could still bring in whatever, right? So that would be my counter. Go, how much economically does that bring in? How many millions? And I'm sure, obviously, I don't know what it is, but what does that bring into the city every year? And let's say a team leaves. How do you replace that?
Well, here's what my counter to that would be. In a real city, let's take Cincinnati out for the side for a second. But also, obviously, Cincinnati is a real city. But like, we're talking about a Chicago situation here with the Bears. If you're in New York, if you're LA, if you're Chicago, if you're Miami, if you're Dallas, Texas, or whatever, like, if it costs you money, don't you still have to have it? Like, aren't there certain things where you're like, you're not a big dog unless you got a football team, a basketball team, a baseball team, an opera house, a museum, a giant park, a concert hall, an amphitheater. Like, there's certain things in the city. Like, to me, that's where I think Chicago fans here are missing the thing. Is like, forget Indiana, forget Arlington Heights, forget everything. Chicago as a place should be like, we want the Bears. So who does that entail being on board? It entails the city being on board as a government. It entails the owner being on board, and it entails the citizen. Forget Chicago Bears fans who live in fucking, wherever.
Naperville or something. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the residents of Chicago, the government of Chicago, and the owner of the Chicago Bears. You guys are the ones that have to figure it the fuck out. You Bears fans that are like, I live 20 minutes north of the city, and this is going to be 20 minutes south of the city. So this is actually a lot further for me. Get fucked. You don't matter. This is about Chicago. Chicago should want to have a stadium because Chicago is a major metropolis in the United States of America. Their football stadium should be there. The Giants and the Jets should be there. The Jets should be in fucking Queens, and the Giants
Well,
should
I guess if we looked at all, that'd be an interesting thing to look at. Like, of all 32 teams, how many are in?
But the answer is less and less now because this happens.
Exactly.
And where are they being put into cities? When they're relocated, they're being put into cities. When teams are moving in a new stadium in their same locale, the Niners are moving out of town. The Giants are moving out of town. Whoever is moving out of town. When LA says, bring us a team, we'll put it in the city. Oklahoma City, we'll put it in the city. Because they're saying, come here. We want your fucking team. We'll build you a stadium. Vegas, the A's is going in the city.
Yeah.
They're not playing in fucking,
Summerlin, yeah.
Right. So Chicago as a place needs to be like, we want the fucking Bears. That's the people. That's the government. That's the owners. And if not, I guess you're the Indiana Bears. And I just see this stuff online and I'm like, you guys can argue over, you're a billionaire and you're a bureaucracy, billionaire, bureaucracy, billionaire, bureaucracy. Cool. Drive to Indiana, I guess. Fucking have fun with the 2 years of the Sacramento A's.
So the Bears lease at Soldier Field runs through 2033. There's different reports what the team may be able to pay penalties to break the lease, potentially leaving in 2026, which obviously isn't happening, or 2029, which probably wouldn't happen either. So they would still be there for another 7 years. Again, I hate the whole thing. I just also football is. I mean, it is a great sport to watch on TV. So I don't even know how much of this matters, truthfully.
Right.
Because
for you,
I mean, that's something to think about because
for you as a football fan, who you don't give a shit where it is.
That's what I'm saying.
Nor do I. Honestly, here's the takeaway. Here's the takeaway for me as a fan of the NFL. One, I won't get to go to Soldier Field, which I would, when it comes to football, is one of the few stadiums I'd actually like to go to because there's a history there. So I'll never get to go to Soldier Field. And two, you'll have Michael Irvin in a crack den 10 years from now being like, Fort Wayne, blah. Fort Wayne, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. They told me I was in Indiana. I was like, but they're the Chicago Bears. Why are they doing it out there?
How much money Chicago has? They're going to Indiana? Blah. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to play out, and I agree. I would love to catch a game. Now you're on the other side of the country. Like for me, I could in the next few years catch a game. Obviously, I just hop in my car. It's 5 hours away. I have been spreading the word. I have been spreading the word.
You should do an Andy Ruther Thursday night. You should pick a time in the schedule and do a Thursday night Bears game and a Sunday Packers game, or vice versa. Start checking off some historic stadiums and then never leave your house for a football game ever again.
Oh, yeah. I did get out last night.
Where'd you go?
We saw my brother's a big Deadhead, and there was a Grateful Dead cover band like show at this at this theater. You could do dinner there, and truth is, I'm just like, I'm just along for the ride. A bunch of my brothers went and their wives. So yeah, we did that. But even that, I'm like, I came home. Brittany's like, why are you home already? It's 10 o'clock. And I was like, she's like, how long were you even there? I was like, 2.5 hours. Like, I was like, they were gonna stop playing at 11. My little brother and his wife left. I was like, I don't know. I'm not like big into that music.
You're like, it was no fucking Insane Clown Posse.
It definitely wasn't. Dude, get this. The one guy,
there's no MC Hammer, babe.
yeah, the one guy on stage, the lead singer, apparently just broke his foot. No lie, he was in a recliner.
It's an Axl Rose style.
He was in a recliner. Plus, I was 100% sober.
Yeah,
So like,
seems crazy for anything having to do with the Grateful Dead.
yeah, and I was just like, exactly. And I'm not going to name names. Not everybody at my table was for sure. And then I was like, okay. Then I got to drive home. And then all the deadheads are obviously in their element. You see on the dance floor, like, on some fun stuff. And I'm like, well, what am I doing here? I mean, I had a great burger and a great burger and a ginger ale. I mean, this is my life. This is my life. A burger and ginger ale.
My life. It's now or never.
I came home to watch some Love Is Blind.
All right. How's Love Is Blind going?
It's the first reality show that we've ever watched together.
Wow. This is like the latest Love Is Blind.
Yeah, it's actually Columbus, Ohio, so not too far from me.
Wow. Is that what got you?
No, she was just watching it, and I had my computer open, and I said, this is one of the few shows that I could like entertain.
Yeah. I've done a lot of Love Is Blind over the years, and she wanted to start it the other night. I was like, babe, I can't do another one. I'm out. I'm out on Love Is Blind.
It's a wild concept.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like, I love when they see each other, and then I love when they're just like, especially if it's like somebody who's attractive and somebody who's not as attractive, and then just like, I don't know. There's some funny things about it, especially when it comes to the physical aspect, and when they talk through that and sex and all that, and it's just like, it's got to mostly all be fake. As far as like, they're going to get engaged to somebody, right? Because they just get more TV time, more airtime.
Well, I think it's like the rules, essentially.
Well,
you
not
don't have to
everybody.
get right. But if you get like, there's no going on unless you like whatever, but you'll see. This is your first time doing it. They get engaged.
No, I've watched before. I've
Yeah.
like dabbled.
So they don't all get married.
No, I know that.
So
No.
yeah, bro, it's not even fake. It's just fame whoringness. Like, it's just, they convince themselves, like, whenever anybody says like the experiment, my journey, I'm like, you've actually convinced yourself that this is real, and that's insane.
Yeah, the one guy I was literally cracking up last night. The one guy basically told his fiance that he's like, I normally date girls who do CrossFit every day and Pilates. He's basically questioning her body, and he's being so douchey about it. And I couldn't stop laughing, because this guy's no lie, like 5'7" with the like my bod, dad bod. And I was like, and his fiance is a doctor. Like cute, like Latina doc, you know what I'm saying? Like Hispanic doctor. She doesn't have like the 10 bod, but I'm like watching, and Brittany's like, oh yeah. She's like, everyone on Instagram hates him. And I was like, oh, you're in. She's like, oh yeah. And I was like, I can see why. Like, bro, it's wild to me. And I'm like, wait, you're literally telling a girl, yeah, I normally date girls who do Pilates every day. And I'm like, she's a doctor. She's smart. She's cute. Like, what?
That's my thing with the shows, and I say this to Charlotte all the time when she's watching, is like sometimes I'm in the mode to suspend the disbelief that these people are all just this fucking dumb, and sometimes I'm like, I can't do it, babe. I don't have another like 9 episodes of people like being completely detached from reality.
A lot of people out there.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of people out there like that. So to wrap up the Chicago thing, what do you think happens? So they've obviously 3 options: Indiana, Arlington Heights, Soldier Field.
I have no idea.
You guys need to weigh in. Like I said, I'm very curious. I would love a call from a Dirtball Chicago fan. 859-832-0478. Give a shout.
Just like also, I'm going to say this because, not that I don't like the call, like not like it doesn't spur a conversation. Like when people were calling with draft tanking ideas or whatever, just like, please have some depth to your thing. Just be like, I mean, he's worth $10 billion. Just pay for it. Like, please don't. I hopefully I explained to you why that's unreasonable.
I gotta show this Jets stat real quick before we move on out of football. Do I have this thing here? Oh, it's too.
Yeah.
fucking
I've
small.
seen it. This is insane.
This
is like,
can you see it?
Games? Yeah. I can't see the top, but I know what the stat is.
So yeah, so the stat. Yeah, I did it. I didn't know how it was going to appear. I did a screenshot.
This is like games without scoring an offensive touchdown in the
since
past
2015. What? This is insane. Games with 0 offensive touchdowns since 2015. The Jets lead. The Jets have had 34 games since 2015 without an offensive touchdown. 34. So I believe that would be 11 seasons, including 2015 to 2025. So they're averaging roughly 3 games a year. 3 games a year where they don't score an offensive touchdown. Second place is your Giants, but all the way down to 21.
Right.
So there's a 13 game gap. The leader is actually Philadelphia. They've only had 3. But and you can see it's pretty bunched up. It's basically the whole league is bunched up from anywhere from basically 7 to 18 games. But that to me is that is the most Jets stat just ever. 34 games in 11 years without an offensive touchdown. What a dumpster fire. What a dumb. I guess maybe the owner's son, Brick, shouldn't be picking players based on his Madden skills. Guess that doesn't work out pretty well. So you watched you weren't up watching the USA Canada game, were you?
I had a plan and my plan worked to perfection, Andy. So typically around here, we get up.
You flew to Italy? You saw it live?
No, my plan worked to perfection. Typically around here, we get up around 6:45. That's our typical morning wake up these days.
Whoa.
Yeah. My wife works East Coast hours, kind of. So she works, her work day is from 7 to 3. So typically we get up here 6:30, 6:45. So during the week, I set the coffee machine for 6:45. It grinds our beans, and so that wakes us up. I was like, all right, here's my plan. The week is starting a day early. Setting the coffee machine for 6:45, like it's a Monday. And I'm going to hope that we're like start of the third period, close game. And I got up, literally, coffee machine went off. I walked out to the living room. I turned it on. They're dropping the puck on the third period. It's 1-1. I get the whole third period and overtime.
Oh wow.
It was a plan that, I mean, it couldn't have worked out more perfectly. I was like, I just hope it's not, in hockey, a couple goal leads is everything. So like, I was like, I hope it's not 3-1 or 4-1 when I like, just have it be 0-0 or 1-1 or even 2-1, but it couldn't have worked better. A tie game, watched the whole third period and watched overtime. And I got to say, I don't know if you've been on the internet today, but the discourse is all over the place about this hockey game. It's political. It's USA versus Canada. It's the fucking 3-on-3. It's the history of hockey. It's whatever. Well, I'll work backwards. They went to 3-on-3, and their discourse online is that a game like this shouldn't be decided at 3-on-3. I watched 4 minutes of 3-on-3 hockey. I think that should be called hockey. I think that should be what hockey is. It was so much better than hockey. It was incredible. People are like, it's absurd that it's 3-on-3. Are you kidding me?
So why do they make it 3-on-3?
Because it's easier to score. And
Okay.
so the game will, it's just like more wide open. The game will
Okay.
be over faster because it's sudden death. Now, I think when they played a gold medal game 12 years ago, or is it 16 years ago? Whatever it was decided on, I think it was 16 years ago. It was decided in overtime 4-on-4. They went to 4-on-4. Now it's 3-on-3. And the guys going into the overtime were like, you lose the face off, you might not get the puck back because this is sudden death. Now, the U.S. lost the face off, did get the puck back. There was like, I don't know, maybe 4 possessions total or 5 possessions total, but it was fucking fun as shit. I was like, are you kidding me? Hockey should be 3-on-3. At the very least, hockey should be 4-on-4, and we go to 3-on-3 when 4-on-3 and when penalties happen. I was like, this is fucking great. The internet was like, this is an atrocity. I was like, well, I don't really care for hockey, but let me tell you, as somebody who doesn't care for as a casual, incredible. Now, the 5-on-5 for the whole period I watched was also very exciting. But hockey's a lot of like, it's a lot of like not getting fucking shots on goal. So like for me, the 3-on-3, I was like, oh, we're going to get some shots on goal.
Yeah, well, I know the U.S. apparently, again, I wish we had somebody in here who knew what they were talking about. I believe like, the U.S. has gotten pretty competitive, right? Like recently, because Canada's always right, the top dog. Obviously, this is like their pastime, national pastime. I saw a post. Where was it, dude? It's pretty wild. I'm gonna pull it up. Do I know where it is? Somebody posted. I don't know if you saw this. Somebody posted. God damn it! Where is it? This guy posted January 24th, 2011.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. It said, this is the post on Twitter. USA Hockey's 8 and under membership has reached over 100,000, like 100,000 kids for the first time ever. He basically quote posted, which wasn't even a thing in 2011. Look out for the 2026 Olympics.
Amazing.
Like predicting, like, hey, a lot of kids are playing hockey now in the States. Like this is going to take a while. They could be good. But yeah, I know it was
the AOL chat room, the AOL message boards about AYSO soccer and watch out for American soccer have not aged as well.
Majid just crashed his car and the helmet nachos went the soccer ball nachos went everywhere.
The internet barely existed when I first started hearing, watch out. World's coming for that soccer title.
No,
USA's
you know
coming for
what
that
you
soccer
and I
title.
both exactly. You and I both know what it was. It was when the World Cup was here in '94.
Yeah.
That's when all the Americans are coming. Yeah, that is funny. That like, how come it's working in other sports? Like, yeah, just give it some time. Give it 20 years.
Yeah.
Just not soccer. Well, look, I think I love it. I love the. I think it's.
Well,
I think it's
also
a
like
great.
don't forget the premier hockey league in the world is in the U.S. and Canada, kind of, and
Well,
partially
but
Canada.
I was
But
going to get to that. I think it's great that you have neighboring countries. It's a great rivalry. Plus, they all right. They play together. A lot of them are teammates. It's like you're saying, they're all in the NHL.
listen, I don't care about hockey, but I love to watch a thing that's like a thing, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And it was it was certainly, I've watched a lot of the Olympics, and it's certainly a thing that the final day of the Olympics, we have hockey, and we have US, Canada. This is a rivalry that's, like you said, blossoming over the years. So I was like, I'm going to watch it. I watched it with no rooting interest whatsoever. In fact, in my head, I kind of went back and forth a lot on like who I even really wanted to win. Like in the end, I guess I settled on the US, but the fear of why I wasn't like all day USA is precisely what had happened. I mean, my wife is a dual citizen for here in Canada. I'm not like, you know, I have no ties to it, whatever. Like if it had been like USA Italy for like the World Cup of soccer, like that's a different story. But like this, I was like, yeah, I just can't really justify in my head pulling for Canada. So I was like, all right, I guess I'm rooting for the USA. And then like, of course, like the second Dave Portnoy tweeted after the game, I was like, I wish Canada won. I was like, this is everything. This is why like we shouldn't have, this is why we shouldn't have won.
I want to
But
see
then
him
also,
on,
but then,
after seeing that video of Dave Portnoy running. I want to see him on skates.
oh yeah.
I've
On
probably
skate,
watched that video
he might be
50 times.
he might be 5'7" on skates. Like, but also I kind of enjoyed the internet discourse there because everybody's just like fucking angry at each other. Like Canada's embarrassing themselves with the fucking Yankee fan retort like, here's our 400 gold medals, you're like, good job winning for the first time since the 80s. Like, bro, you just lost, shut the fuck up. The 3-on-3 thing, embarrassing. I was like, bro, if you guys can't win 3-on-3, you're gonna hate it when I become the commissioner of hockey because I'm making a 3-on-3. Like the excuses.
Well, apparently, I see in the YouTube comments it says they're looking to add a separate 3-on-3 hockey tourney to next Olympics.
Great, love it. I'll watch that shit. That'll be fun.
I mean, Canada hasn't won a gold medal in hockey. I'm pulling it up since 2010. So it's not like they're, it's been 16 years. It's not like they're, and obviously it's only every 4 years, but like, I just texted my buddy. Maybe he'll get back to me. My buddy who was in Italy,
and I know you said he works in
dual.
hockey. Was he there at the game?
No, he was back. But again, a bunch of his clients for work are NHL guys. But he's dual, right? Like born and raised Toronto, went to St. Louis U with me, played hockey there, played minor leagues. I wonder because I'm like, well, that's why I just text him like who are you? But he's he's been naturalized.
Yeah,
still lives in St. Louis. I'm like, who's he rooting for?
That's interesting. I bet Canada, but I'd love to hear. But I was going back and forth because I was like, I don't really care. I was just like, this. I was rooting for exactly what I got, which is like, hey, if this goes to like triple overtime or whatever, I'll actually have watched this hockey game and I have a sports show. And I like to, like I said, I like to be a part of stuff, especially that's going on, a major event in the sports world. Like when I was a kid and I had time for all the shit, I watched Wimbledon. I watched fucking Indy 500. I watched whatever because I was like, I just want to know a little bit about all this stuff. And then as you learn what you care about and what you like and what you are attracted to, you kind of like separate. You're like, I don't have time for fucking NASCAR or whatever. But I was like, I hope this game's close and good because I want to be a part of it when I wake up this morning and watch it. And it was a fun, man, I saw a great tweet and I saw like 5 versions of it, but it was spot on. Somebody was like, somebody tweeted, someone's watching their first hockey game and having their mind blown, and they're going to tune into, Leafs Canucks next week and want to kill themselves. And I was like, couldn't be more spot on. Like, this hockey is different than that hockey. And this hockey is fucking fun.
Well, playoff hockey's great, right? Especially if you're there
right
in the NHL.
Yeah. Just like hockey that's like super intense because there's like a game that's physical and they're hitting each other and then like whatever. It was fun. It was fun. It was fun to watch.
Again, all the elements. It's physical, it's country pride. There's the obviously strong political element, especially in today with Trump. Then you have, again, these guys play together, they're teammates, they're arch rivals in the NHL. I mean, there's a lot of I think it's great for the sport. I don't know what you could compare that to in the other leagues.
Yeah.
It's not like you get that same sort of, I don't feel like in like the World Baseball Classic.
No, the World Cup is the equivalent, I would say.
Yeah, but I meant like from like the league. Professional.
Yeah.
Like I guess the last basketball Olympics was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I felt, going into that medal game with USA and France but it's just, I feel like this.
I also saw a great tweet. Again, we already talked about it. There's obviously some political things. I mean, Trump went after Canada to be the 51st state, and that was all happening during that last tournament, the 4 nations or whatever. There's political things. They had Gretzky on the other night who like wouldn't, he loves Trump. So then that was like weird. Like, I saw some clips of that, but I also saw a great tweet and I was like, this is spot on. And he said, every American today is rooting for the U.S. hockey team. And me, like I'm probably the first, like, as far as being like a super patriotic nationalist, like whatever, like I couldn't be further from that. So like, even me, like in the end, I was like, I can't justify rooting for Canada. I am rooting for the United States of America. So he said, everybody in America is watching this game and rooting for the U.S. hockey team. A lot of Americans were not rooting for the U.S. basketball team in the Summer Olympics. And I think that says a lot about our country.
Do you think that's true, though?
Yes.
I don't know if that is.
You don't know if that is?
I think at the core, people still root for their country, even if they have issues. Like, that's how I feel. And I don't know if that's correct, but even if they are like whatever about the NBA or the players or their political ideologies, I mean, I think they do.
I don't think so. I disagree, and I think it's politics. I don't think. I don't think.
You think that there's that person out there who's rooting for France in that?
I don't even think it's just politics. I don't even think it's just politics. I think it's like the LeBron hate. I think people were wanting to watch him. Oh, he couldn't even get it done. I think there's people that they didn't see, it wasn't a patriotic thing to them to root for.
You mean like a Jordan stan?
Jordan stan, or a Kobe stan, or certainly the fucking, the Clay Travises of the world. China boy lost to France. This is why the NBA sucks. Like you're like, okay.
But like somebody like him to me is just like you're just a paid talking head. You're just like
No, I know, but I'm saying this is my point, Andy. This is why I thought it was a great tweet, which is everybody today was rooting for the US hockey team.
Well, I think there's also elements with the US hockey team. It's like they hadn't won since 80.
Yeah.
But that's obviously a great storyline. And again, Canada's been the dominant team throughout history. But you know, as I look through it, I mean, real quick, 2022 Beijing, Finland won the gold. Canada didn't place. 2018 Russia, Canada won the bronze. Oh, I stand corrected. Canada won the gold in 2014. I said 2010. So they won in 2010, 2014. Yeah, I mean, the U.S., like, I'm just scrolling through, like, they hadn't been, you know, as competitive these last few Olympics.
Yeah. And it was fun. It was a fucking super fun game. Really, really fun to watch. It makes you want to watch hockey. And then again, like I said, that tweet is perfect because there was a moment where I was like, I do want to watch some hockey. And then I was like, no, I'm going to turn on a fucking Kings game next week and want to kill myself.
But again, great sport if you were at the Kings game.
Yeah.
It's
So I love
the NFL. It's like being there is great.
Hockey in person is awesome. There's no doubt. I've been a fan of hockey in person my whole, like going to Rangers game as a kid. So much fun. I love hockey. I love the sound of hockey, the sound of basketball. Being at an NBA game is incredible especially when you're up close. But if you have an auditory thing, if you just tune into the sound of a basketball game, sometimes it'll make you want to blow your brains out. When you get too caught up in like the squeakiness, you fucking autistic people can't sit there. I can't believe fucking what's his name is. I can't believe Stevie Wonder's such a big basketball fan. I'd be like, this is my least favorite sport.
He's not blind. He's not blind.
Yeah. Hockey,
We've all seen the Paul McCartney video. He's not blind.
The sound of hockey, the smell, like the rink smell. I love hockey in person is great. It's a fantastic sport in person. Yeah, I'm a fan. I almost tweeted earlier today. I was almost like, what a win. And then Knicks coming back from 18 last night. Also that hockey game. Because I also was like this morning, I was like, second best sporting event of the last 24 hours for me. Because as great as it was, I was still like, I'd have let the men not be on the podium if it meant the Knicks win a meaningless February game against the Rockets on Saturday night.
That's where your loyalty lies.
That's where my loyalty lies. 94-92 Knicks up in the second day of a back-to-back against the Chicago Bulls right now. I should probably put that on right here.
You're in. You'll never be out, I don't think.
Yeah. It's a sad state of affairs. I mean, I don't know if you saw, like yesterday I posted on my Instagram story. I was like, Mets. I watched the first pitch of the first Mets spring training game.
I'll be honest, I did see that, and I was like, Joe's watching spring training Mets, bro.
I mean, I was in, again, I'm sitting there. I don't got shit to do, but I was like, here we go, 500 hours of this before the Dodgers inevitably win the World Series. But what the fuck else am I going to do at 4:00 every single afternoon from now until October?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I want to play this clip of this drunk Aussie reporter.
Love it.
At the Olympics. What's her name? She ended up issuing an apology. We have two videos. Danica Mason. Okay. So I don't know why I don't even think it's nothing extraordinary, but it just made me laugh. So she goes on air at the Olympics.
I like that you say that. Extraordinary.
Did I say it funny?
No. I mean, that's technically the word.
Okay. So here she is.
Literally the price of coffee over here is actually fine. It's more the price of coffee in the US that we are going to have to get used to. I'm not sure about the iguanas. Where are we going with that one? But anyway.
Whoa.
What?
Let me just start this over.
So this is at the Olympics.
It's at the Olympics.
Okay.
She's hammered.
Yeah.
Like literally the price of coffee over here is actually fine. It's more the price of coffee in the US that we are going to have to get used to. I'm not sure about the iguanas. Where are we going with that one? But anyway, the fact that we've got so many athletes who are willing to compete as well after her as well. She is just one of those athletes that you keep in their mind and you just look at them and go, what an inspiration.
No, I agree.
Yeah, she has a long road ahead of her.
I agree with you completely, Danica.
Yeah, Danica.
Yeah.
And then she issued this.
We've all been on a date with that girl. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Like, fucking just stop talking.
Well, many dates with a girl like that. And then the difference between drunk Danica and then just like very serious Danica. I love this.
Take a moment, if that's okay, just to apologize. Look, I totally misjudged a situation.
I love that spin. I misjudged the situation.
I shouldn't have had a drink, and especially in these conditions, it's cold, we've got altitude, and not having had dinner probably didn't help as well. But I want to take full responsibility. It's not the standard that I set for myself.
So she's using the altitude,
Been there,
the cold, and that she didn't have dinner.
I buy it. I'm okay with it.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying it's not real because it's real. But that's like every chick ever.
But like, what did coffee or iguanas have to do with the Olympics?
I have no clue.
And also,
like she was saying how like the coffee's gonna be more
so close. We were so close to her. She was right there. She had my joke. She had my joke right there. It was like it was teed up for her, being an Australian and everything.
Oh yeah, coffee mate.
Yeah.
It really was. I'm gonna make.
I can't even, the prices of American coffee is so high. I can't even afford milk. I got to use coffee, mate.
I'm gonna call it. She went to Pound Town that night, dude. Some athlete was like, "Yo, she's this like cute Aussie girl with this accent. She's nice and liquored up. She's like, I made a few bad decisions that night, including
some snowboarder was like, "Do you want to see my McTwist?" I'd like to rodeo flip you over.
Oh yeah, and then he got her to smoke a J before that went down too.
Yeah,
He's like hit this, and then I'm gonna hit this. That's how we doing it. That's how we doing it, son. Yeah, good stuff. It's over. It's done.
The Olympics. How much Olympics did you watch? A lot?
Not too much.
This is probably the most Winter Olympics I've watched since I was a kid. I'm gonna guess.
Wow.
At least since maybe probably as a kid. Probably as a kid. I was gonna say early days of like I was gonna say maybe early 2000s because we only had cable TV, and so there's like a lot less choices, and it was like an automatic thing to put on. But then I'm thinking like I was also just like out fucking partying.
Do you remember? You probably don't remember. You and I got like next level baked during Sochi Olympics in 2014.
And what we watched?
Where
were we? At your place?
No, we might have been at my place once, but I know we were at your place on Lincoln.
Oh, Lincoln Place? That one?
Yeah, Lincoln Place. Okay. And I came over and we were watching like downhill skiing, and I was getting so baked. And that's what I would do. And I don't know if I started doing it there. I would do those stupid Vine voiceovers where I'd film it from my iPhone.
Oh, I remember.
And the guy would crash, and I'd be like, "Oh no, mate! I broke my leg." And it was so fucking bad. It was because I'd be just like stoned out of my mind, and I think it was funny. Oh yeah, you and I got like really baked one day, and I don't know if we did it in the old Smut studio, but because that would have been like early Dirty Sports, like February 2014 would have been like the first month.
Yeah, let's go.
I mean, so early, Rabble didn't exist.
Yeah. The pre-Rabble.
Pre-Rabble.
Watching the Sochi games.
Which ended up being like a really controversial games, right?
I remember also, aren't I right? Weren't you there? Didn't we watch the Ray Allen shot at that same place? Were you with me? The Ray Allen saves the Heat?
No, that was at Lisa's place.
Were we there together?
We were there together.
Oh, okay. I remember.
You know I remember about that night? Yeah, that was at her place in Santa Monica. It's so funny things I remember. But I don't know if I ever shared this. You know, my buddies from college, they call me Rain Man. They go, Ruther is fucking memory. He's insane. Because like I'm weird about dates and remembering little details about stuff. And so they always joke. I'll be like I can tell you just certain dates, right? You know, I remember about that night. This is kind of a Rain Man thing. You and your girlfriend at the time were on like some sort of fasting.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
And we were same thing. We were all getting pretty baked.
And I hadn't eaten.
You hadn't eaten. I don't remember this. And Lisa was like throwing in these like frozen pizzas. And you snuck. I'm like baked out of my mind in the kitchen, just like slamming frozen pizza. And you snuck over. Your girl went to the bathroom, and you were like, "Yo, give me, Ruther, hook me up with some of that frozen pizza." You're like, I'm on some fast and I'm stoned. Like, how am I not supposed to eat frozen pizza? And you just started like slamming, and then like sat right back down, and you were like, "Don't say a word."
It's amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a little throwback name for you.
Yeah, there you go.
That feels like 2 lifetimes ago.
I know.
That would have been even before Sochi. That would have been 2013 summer. That game. Remember so many of those Heat fans left?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was a whole thing. Remember, like people calling them out for leaving, and then them trying to get back in and shit.
Well, Prater, this is a great segue, bringing up the Heat game. I don't know if you saw, Pat Riley got a statue in front of.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the brawl during the Heat game, but yes, I did see the statue.
He got a statue because I wanted. Here's what I want to bring up. He got a statue in front of Staples Center. This is my question. There's just like too many legends. Like, do they just all get statues?
The statue situation outside of Staples, Crypto.com arena is out of control.
Yeah,
you and I both. You've been there. I mean, we're talking about fucking Oscar De La Hoya. Like, do you have a list?
I don't have. I have just the Lakers list. I can pull up a list. This is the Lakers list now.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm not disagreeing with anyone on the list. My point of bringing this up is saying, do we like? I don't know how you.
I'll say here's something I'll say. If you go to a ballpark and they have a statue, I feel like it has to essentially be like your GOAT. Or like, obviously if it's a dual sports arena, but like you can have Pippen and Jordan and whatever, like, you don't do like Peyton and Edgerrin James and Marvin Harris. Like at some point we got to fucking I get the Lakers have 4 top 10 players on their all-time whatever, or 3, and then you get to Kobe and you get to Jerry West, but like, what's the Lakers list? But then also they have, again, I think they have like Oscar De La Hoya. They must have Gretzky there, right?
So I have all of them. So we'll just start with the Lakers.
Yeah.
So this is the list of Lakers. You have Jerry West, Magic Johnson, Kareem, Kobe, Elgin Baylor, Shaq, broadcaster Chick Hearn, and now Pat Riley. So Riley's the 8th from the Laker organization. Now, look, it's tough to say he shouldn't be there. Coached 9 years, made 7 finals, won 4 titles.
Yeah, but like,
yeah,
he owns the fucking Heat, dude.
No, I know. So that's
I love you. By the way, it's hard to be a bigger Pat Riley stan than I am. It's hard to be a bigger Pat. I would argue I am in the top 1% of foremost Pat Riley stans. From the Lakers, I was a Pat Riley stan when he was the Lakers coach. I was a Pat Riley stan when he was the Knicks coach. I was a Pat Riley stan when he like, people were like, fucking traitor turncoat. I was like, y'all are dumb. We should have fucking given him the whole goddamn franchise. They're going to be great now. We just let a GOAT coach go. Jeff Van Gundy is a clown. I am a huge Pat Riley stan. But like, what are we doing here? Okay, so that's just 8 Lakers.
Oh, and I didn't realize this. So technically more. So Kobe has a number 8 one. They erected a Kobe and Gianna, his daughter, who died in the helicopter crash. They have one together that was erected in 2024. And the 3rd statue of Kobe with his number 24 is going to be erected.
Yeah.
Which is insane to me. Okay. So you have all the Lakers. Wayne Gretzky. Oscar De La Hoya. Luke Robitaille from the Kings.
A statue?
Statue.
Like, do you see what we're saying? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Bob Miller was a Kings broadcaster.
I got to talk to Jay about it. This is going to have to be a Jay.
Yeah, you have to bring this up.
This is going to have to be a Jay conversation. This is going to have to feature on the next More Stories mini Substack episode. At what point do these statues did they not start feeling special?
Dustin Brown. I mean, I know he was good for the Kings, but like,
dude, you're joking. There's a Dustin Brown statue?
Yeah.
This is like there being a Troy Brown statue outside of fucking New England.
So all those guys. Now, I mean, you bring up a point. I've said that's a problem here. Outside the Reds, Great American Ballpark. Obviously, the Reds have had a lot of great players, but listen to this. This is the Reds. The Reds is just as bad. The Reds have listen to all the Red statues. They have Joe Nuxall, right? Former player, I think youngest player ever to enter a game because the war was going on and he was 15 years old during World War II, ended up being an announcer. Joe Nuxall, Ernie Lombardi, Ted Kluszewski, Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson is the only one who should be in it. Pete Rose, now we're at 5. Johnny Bench.
What is retiring numbers for? There has to be.
Exactly. And those guys are all retired. Johnny Bench, Joe Morgan, Tony Perez, announcer Marty Brenneman. This is all outside. This is just the Reds.
It feels I think it diminishes not just the statue importance, but I think it also diminishes the franchise. Like, in a way, I know the Lakers are great, but like, okay.
I agree.
Do you know how many are outside Madison Square Garden?
None.
0.
Yeah. Well, I just like, I know for me here at
Philly,
home,
of course, is a fake athlete.
What's that?
Philly, of course, has their fake athlete.
Yeah.
Their movie poster.
I'm just mad that the Lakers didn't choose the one of Aussie wearing that dress. Well, that's how I feel here. I'm like, guys, the Big Red Machine was a thing. You don't need 4 of the player. Like, and by the way, I don't know how they choose. Like,
honestly, to me, if you're going to do the Big Red Machine like that, it should look like the fucking statue of Iwo Jima. Like, have them all fucking dog pile or something like that.
I agree. Because everyone would say, okay, because then it goes down to they're all.
Well, how do you do him and not him?
Yeah, why are you doing Joe Morgan and not Johnny Bench or Pete Rose? And it's just like, okay, fair, but you're right.
So do a Big Red Machine statue
where they're all hanging out, which, by the way, that picture does exist. Yeah, I have a problem with it now. Like, not like you're bringing in announcers
for
like,
statues.
For statues,
put a golden fucking microphone in the stadium somewhere that people can visit. It's a lot. Bro, I'm a Pat Riley fucking stan, but I was like, he's getting a statue? He's getting a statue?
I do like what he said though at the speech. This was today. Yeah, I think you'll like this too. He said what a coach should wear, because they have him in his famous Armani suit in it, right? Yeah. What a coach should wear. I wish it went back to the coat and ties. I think an audience wants to see somebody on the sidelines who looks like a leader, dresses like a leader, and acts like a leader.
And then he went after everybody who was there, not in a tie, except for James Worthy.
He said the history is actually pretty interesting with him in those suits.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know this? He said I met Mr. Armani in 1978 in Milan, and he started to make some things for me at that time. And then he said today, a lot of people are going back to the vintage Armani, which are 80s and 90s. I don't have to buy any. I just go in my closet, pull them out, recut them, make them look more contemporary. Yeah, it's a little out of control down there.
I got to say, one of my favorite ballparks, baseball ballparks in all the world, is up in San Francisco. And every time I'm there, I'm always like, this is great. But which statue? Like Willie Mays, that's the one at home plate? Or is this one, there's a McCovey down in McCovey Cove, but then there's one like across the bridge. There's like a Juan Marichal. I'm like, I get it because they were in San Francisco and New York, but I think that there's something about being like, this is the guy. Outside Chicago Stadium, there's Michael Jordan. Outside the whatever, there's Peyton Manning. Outside of whatever, there's, and that's why I think in LA, Gretzky's the greatest hockey player of all time. So like, okay, maybe you have 2 because it's a dual sport arena, but like, is it like, who's the greatest Laker of all time? Magic?
Is it Magic or Kareem?
Is it Kareem? I don't know. Again, but it's not Magic or Kareem or Jerry West or Kobe or Shaq or Kobe's daughter. Like, and is there going to be a LeBron one day? I mean, I know LeBron's had a,
1,000% there will be.
His Lakers career isn't what his Cavs career was, but also he has 1 ring there. It's certainly not what his Heat career was, but like, you're going to have 3 Kobes, but no LeBrons?
No, they will have a LeBron.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have a LeBron. They're also going to have a you because you had your brain injury right down by it there. Like,
what's that statue? Me just laying on the ground?
Yeah. But it just seems great. Like, there was a conversation for a while when, the Mets decided to put it up, was like Seaver. And then that's like Like the Mets have had a hard time like retiring numbers. Like I don't think there'll be a statue that's not Seaver for a really long time. It's obviously not going to be in Alonso now, and like I don't know. I kind of like that where you're like, especially when I think of just like the sports stadiums that I grew up going to as a kid. Especially baseball stadiums, you always kind of say home plate, meet you at the statue, meet you at the bat. When you go to Yankee Stadium, there was like there's the old fucking, steam pipe or whatever that looked like a baseball bat. Like, I'll meet you there. I'll meet you at the marquee at Madison Square Garden. I'll meet you at the Dustin Brown statue at Crypto.
Yeah.
Hey, where are you? I'm at the Pete Rose. You're at the Pete Rose? What are you doing at the Pete Rose? I told you to go to Joe Nuxall. Well, who the fuck's Joe Nuxall?
No, I agree. Look, I think numbers, you can retire a fair amount of numbers. Statue is like legend.
I feel like it's got to be the GOAT of a franchise. And if you put up a GOAT and another GOAT comes around, okay. But I don't know that you can. I don't think you can say Kareem was the GOAT and Magic was and then certainly Shaq and Kobe. Like, I don't know. It's just a lot. Feels like a lot.
Well, to be fair, they know it's just a way to get more people to take pictures.
Right.
I mean, all those Japanese tourists are taking a picture in front of every goddamn statue when they come visit LA.
The only statue I know that I'm going to see in Japan is Godzilla. Apparently, there's a Godzilla statue, so I'll be going to see that.
Well, let's get you out of here. I know you got to get to a show. Let's pull up the old hotline, 859-832-0478. Give it a shout. We are going to, FYI, guys, we will be pre-recording this week's second episode tomorrow. So,
are you dropping this tonight? Will this be out momentarily?
Correct.
All right. So if you're listening to this, Dirtballs, you got, I don't know, 15, 16, 20 hours to drop a call on the hotline. Because we're going to be pre-recording an episode before I hit the road on Wednesday for Japan. So get your calls in. Follow me on all social media at Joe Prano. Shout out to longtime dirtball Mason Dodd, who messaged me that he's coming to the Comedy Store tonight. So I'll see you in a little bit, Mason. And you can come see a show. JoePrano.com for shows. Japan, Steamboat, Tahoe, Marin County, Cincinnati. I think I cut you off before. You were saying you're starting to spread the word, didn't you?
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's that's going to be, I've had a lot of people ask me about stand-up recently, just randomly. And I was like, I'm coming out of retirement. And everybody's like, oh, you have to let me know. I was actually working on a bit last night, not on stage, at our table of the show of the band. I was like, are they gonna be into this?
Well, for those of you who are interested, it'll be at the Comet, Bombs Away Comedy at the Comet, and it's early, but they have said that if you like kill it, statue. Ruther statue.
Oh, they make great burritos there, I've heard.
Do they?
Yeah.
Great.
Now, I don't know if it's California standard. Obviously, you and I have a higher bar for burritos, but I've heard bomb-ass burritos.
Great. So get your tickets. JoePrano.com. You can find ticket link there.
Cool. All right, guys. Have a great week. We will, like Joe said, we're going to be pre-recording Thursday or Friday's episode. So get those calls in, and we'll see you guys soon. And as always, stay dirty.